Hello, this is Brother Joseph. Today I want to talk to you about the theologians and scholars and priests and bishops and even the popes who want to proclaim that Muslims and Catholics or Christians worship the same God. I wrote an article on that because I was dumbfounded by the number of scholars who would say that, and priests who would say that, and bishops who would say that. And especially the ones who did say that. I was dumbfounded by them because Islam clearly has Satan as their God, or Allah. And the Catholic God, when you read the description, the one true God, they're not even close to being the same. They're opposites. So the statement, it not only falls apart theologically, but even by way of reason. Even if we were comparing two false gods, they're not even close to being the same. They're opposites. So it was dumbfounding on so many levels. So many levels, and so dumbfounding that I would say easily that the scholars and priests who say this are being deceptive. You cannot go through the kind of training, and I went through that training. I got my bachelor's, my master's. I sat under these people. I know it's not a matter of they've been duped. There is a level of deception there. There is a level of bad will there. You can't make that kind of mistake and not be of bad will. With that kind of training behind you, no way. I could see where the laity would be confused by this, but not someone trained, no. I heard their arguments for it, and I addressed it just a little bit. And I pointed in the article to the litany of popes and saints who have spoken out against Islam and explaining why it is the religion of the devil, one of them. I had no intention of writing this article when it first started coming up, that big question, and everyone was talking about it. I thought, no, this is an easy fly ball. This is easy to address. I'm confident that other scholars will deal with this succinctly. And I was wrong when I saw who was behind the names that were behind saying that, yeah, they worship the same God. Wow. Unbelievable. I'm actually going to have to stop from what I'm doing and address this thing, no? But we know the source of this becoming popularized in Catholic circles is Vatican II. It's where the modernistic, heretical apostasy was formalized. It didn't have its origins in Vatican II, but Vatican II formalized the apostasy and the heresy that had been brooding among certain people in the church. That's when they formally hijacked the high offices, and Vatican II basically was the coming out party of this apostasy that had been brewing and been trying to take over the church. And it was prophesied. The Lord told us this would happen in Matthew 24, and we see it in Revelation 17, that the time was going to come in which the higher ups, the magisterium, was going to become a whore to the nations. And that's what we see. We're seeing it. It's sad, but it's true. But for those who have their sense about them, for those who are trying to be faithful, they need to hear it from us. So if you're able, please share it, talk about it, and shame these theologians who have betrayed the faithful, who have gone with this deception of saying Catholics and Muslims worship the same God, or Christians and Muslims worship the same God. It doesn't matter how you slice it. Islam is the religion of Satan. It is the end times religion that will breed the Antichrist. It is an evil religion. The faithful are more and more seeing that every day. They see the riots and the bloodshed brought on by Muslims in various parts of the world, in Africa, in their attempts to take over Europe, in their attempts to take over various cities and towns. The mask is coming off. It's because they've put themselves in nearly every corner of the world. So we're forced to see it. Those who are faithful. Those who are blind, they'll continue down that right into the slaughter. So just don't listen to them. Anyone who says Muslims and Christians worship the same God, mark them as somebody you should never listen to. If you're subscribed to their channel, unsubscribe. If you're subscribed to their newsletter, unsubscribe. Quit listening to them. They're not worth listening to. They will deceive you. Anyone who can miss this that badly, especially if they have a degree, especially if they have some kind of a training. No, they're not trustworthy. That's one of the tests. Just like with sodomy, it's a test. Anyone who gives the green light on sodomy is not worth listening to, ever. Well, that's all I have, and that's all I can think of. Thank you, and as always, God bless.